Looks like you've been missing a lot of work lately.
I wouldn't say I've been missing it, Bob.
What would you say you do here?
God damn it. Bob, we love playing here tonight. My brother's ready.
It helps if you think of it as a game, Bob. Every game has a winner and a loser.
You must possess strength to inflict pain, Bob.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the TwoBobsCast. We're at episode 62 of our A to Z rock and metal podcast. As you can see below us, we are letter P tonight. So after a week off, we are back with some insect rock and roll.
Insect rock.
Insect roach of the Papa variety. So doing some Papa Roach today. But once again, I'm here with the man, the Brown season ticket holding machine, at least for one more year.
Hold on for dear life, because that's it. Two more
Mr.
games.
H. What's up, Mr. H? How you doing, partner?
I'm doing really good. We had a fantastic time on Sunday going to the Browns game together. It was great, but they still suck. So, what are you going to do? And the price keeps going up, so I'm done. I had two more games, and I'm out.
Yeah.
Out.
Definitely shout out to the, what is it, Top Dogs? Is that what they're
called?
Top
Dog Tailgate.
Top Dog Tailgate. So definitely.
Except for the DJ. Worst DJ job of all time.
Yeah, he was playing all the top hits of Justin Bieber and whoever else.
Yeah.
Every
sad, sappy song. I'm like, is this a tailgate or is this like a wake? Like, what are we doing here? Should I cry? I mean, I know the Browns are bad, but we don't have to play sad songs all the time.
But food was good.
Oh yeah,
the drinks were a flowing. They were throwing beers out to people walking by, which
was
super cool. Trying to get rid of beer, so that was really cool. Good food, like I said, it was a great time, and we were sitting there. We were there almost 4 hours.
Yeah,
and,
hours.
Just time goes by, and you're like, man, this was fun. Like this.
Yeah, it's more fun than the games most weeks.
Yeah,
unfortunately, so.
Fun. The game was actually entertaining, if nothing else. It was high scoring. Like you said, we didn't win, but we never win.
Played well, so everybody's putting him in the Hall of Fame now. But he did play well. I got to give him that. So
we'll see how he does.
Yeah, we'll see. That's the whole thing. Like let's staying out of the arguments. Like, don't need to be called a racist because I said he had a bad throw. Like come on, man.
No,
everybody's so over the top on this thing, but he was good, man.
Yeah, I will say he did make a handful, 4 or 5.
Yeah.
I was like, man, that's an NFL throw right there.
Yeah.
So at least he's got it in there. He's got to clean up some stuff, but we'll see how it goes. But
we did not come here to talk.
We did not.
Browns.
We did not come here to talk Cleveland sports in any way. Instead, Papa Roach. What do you have about Papa Roach, sir?
Right. Formed in 1993 in, I guess, Vacaville? Vacaville? Vacaville?
Vaca.
It's like Vacationville? I don't know. California? I don't know. By Jacoby Shaddix, Jerry Horton. Jacoby Shaddix, vocalist, Jerry Horton, guitar player, riff master, Dave Buckner on drums, Will James on bass, and Ben Luther on trombone at first. I was like, to throw that in there. Soon, Will James would leave and be replaced by Tobin Esperance on bass, and Ben Luther, the trombonist, would leave also. So they were, as most people heard them. I don't know. Is he on that? I think he's only on EPs. I don't even think he's on the first album.
Yep.
The trombone player. But, as a guy who played trombone for a bit in school, like, I thought that was kind of interesting. But, it never really happened. So, as far as I'm concerned. The band's, I thought, so I got a couple interesting things. The band's first tour van was nicknamed Moby Dick, which prompted Jacoby Shaddix to adopt the stage name Kobe Dick, Mr. Dick, if you're nasty. So that was interesting little tidbit. And the band was originally called Papa Gato. The Papa Roach name came from combining Jacoby Shaddix, one of his grandfather's nickname was Papa, and his other grandfather's last name was Roach, and both men were musicians. So I thought that was pretty cool little tribute that's why they called it Papa Roach. Obviously, there's cockroaches on album covers and kind of all over the place with them, which makes sense. But it's kind of cool that it doesn't really come from that. They're not insect lovers or lovers of cockroaches or anything. So, but it's interesting. They released a bunch of EPs and kind of one album that we're not going to cover, called Old Friends from Young Years, or yeah, I think it's called Old, but we're not going to review that one. It's not good at all. It's very kind of recorded in your basement ish, even though it sounds pretty good. Like there's, like we were talking for a couple minutes, like it's like squeaky guitar play and weird lyrics, and a lot of it kind of sounds the same, but it's really not very good. So we're not going to review that one. So we're going to review 10 of their albums. We're not going to review all these EPs either. We're also going to skip a half studio, half live album also. There's one decent song on there that they do play live, but for the most part, we're just going to kind of skip that one too. They released a bunch of EPs, like I said, one album before being noticed and signed by DreamWorks Records in 1999. And then in 2000, they released the triple platinum greatness of Infest. Infest came out April 25th, 2000. There's 11 songs with a hidden track. They got a top-notch producer right off the rip there with Jay Baumgartner. This is one of my favorite albums of all time. It's gonna, I don't know if people really know that. This was a band that I kind of listened to myself. Not a lot of my friends. My brother liked them, but my friends didn't really like them very much. So, I love this album. It's in my opinion too. This is completely just my opinion. Obviously, this is one of the best metal debuts ever for me ever. There was also, they released 4 singles, which kept them on the radio for about a year and pretty much kind of cemented their popularity. It was just like one after another, and they just were on the radio for like a solid year with Last Resort, Broken Home, Between Angels and Insects, and Dead Cell, which we were just playing before I came in here. The producer, Jay Baumgartner, wasn't sure if it was really going to work out with them until he saw some fans like going nuts singing every word of their songs at a local show, and the whole electricity of seeing them play live, and he thought, we might really have something here. So it seems like he was a little unsure at first, but somebody got him together because somebody had to pay him. So but Broken Home I want to talk about for a minute too, because this is one of those songs where I talk a lot about how I'm not a lyrics guy, where to me the singer is just another instrument. It has to kind of fit with what the rest of the band is doing, and this fits perfectly. So it's not that I'm saying it doesn't. But this is Broken Home is an incredible song which like translates feelings so well. Like I don't come from a broken home at all, but I can actually feel his hurt through the lyrics and song. Like it's it's incredible songwriting. There's so much emotion on display on this album, and that's kind of what kind of falls away for me and is missing in a lot of their other material. There's so much emotion on this album, and it's so good, and it just pours out of the speakers. You can feel it. Like it's amazing. The first that my favorites are really the first 6 songs on this album are really as good as any album ever gets for me. Like the first 6 songs is like A plus 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 plus. Like Infest, Last Resort, Broken Home, Dead Cell, Between Angels and Insects, and Blood Brothers. The rest of it's good too, but those 6 songs are just unbelievably good songs. that I never get sick of ever. There's no skippers for me whatsoever, not even close on this album. There's gonna be lots later, but there's none here. This is an A plus album, which, as you all know, I don't give out very many of. This is definitely one of those. There isn't a clunker on here. I completely wore this album out. I couldn't get enough of this album or them during this time, and no other album of theirs really even comes close to this, which is kind of sad. But it just is what it is. Like nothing was gonna come close to this. Like to have another really, really like masterful album like this it's almost impossible. Like nobody does that almost, so it's kind of to be expected. But anyway, this is A plus number one for me. So easily. So easy. What did you think of Infest?
Yeah, I'm with you for the most part. This is phenomenal. I honestly think it's the new metal genre when this came out. I think this holds up as well, if not better than almost any other one of those albums.
Agreed.
Around 2000 when this came out. I remember I'm happy to say this is one of those bands that not only was I in on the ground floor, but I was in before the ground floor with this. I seen these guys before Infest came out, and it was only because of a promotional single that I got. Well, it wasn't a single; it was a promotional. I want to say it was like, I don't remember. It was a promotional. It was like a 5-song CD sampler, and it had Last Resort on it. It had Mudvayne's Dig on it, and maybe 3 other songs like Ultra Spank, like some of those like kind of the ones that didn't make it. But those 2 bands obviously got huge. So like I said, this is one of those bands that I kind of clutch my pearls. Like, oh, I liked Papa Roach before and the world ever heard of them. Like I was jamming Last Resort, waiting for this album to come out. Like I had heard in magazines like, oh yeah, Last Resort, here comes the whole Infest album. And I waited and I got it the day it came out, and absolutely agree with you. It's stellar. It's phenomenal.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Still.
The production,
Oh my God.
like I said, is just really good. And you're right that the first half of it is just flawless.
It's so good.
Yeah, like all those. I mean, Last Resort just in itself is still to this day like an ultra angst, teen angst tune, right? Like everybody has kind of felt what Kobe is saying here. So, it's a phenomenal album. It totally holds up, like I said. And you know what? Like, you were giving me some comments about how later on you didn't care for a lot of the directions and stuff that they go. They definitely go all over the place. But I at least am entertained by every album that they've made. I listen to them, and there's something about them. It just entertains me. I don't love all of it, but it always kind of makes me feel something. A lot of times it's just like brings a smile to my face. Sometimes it's kind of sad, like he gets a little deeper into things, but he has a way of making you feel, just hopping onto your point, Broken Home and Between Angels and Insects, like take a song like Last Resort, and then you get those, man. You just, when you feel what the singer is feeling, like they've done their job. So, I like all their stuff, but this, I agree with you, is the best, and there's no question about it. This is not an A plus for me, but it's as high as you can get between an A and an A plus, like an A medium, whatever that is. It's not perfect for me because the second half of the album kind of like, I really like Revenge. I really like Snakes. Once Never Enough. They're okay. Like you said, they're not bad. They're good, but I just think for as strong as the first, for me, 7 songs are, those last 4 don't really live up to that. So that's the only reason why I'm nitpicking. I'm picking a nit, like
quit picking nits.
Yeah. So phenomenal album. It's by far their best album. They've been chasing this ever since. Unfortunately, they haven't reached it.
No.
But like I said, as we'll talk about with all their albums here, I appreciate what they do. They're still, 25 years later, they're still, we'll talk about too. We both talked about this before, seeing them live. They're so good. Like
Yeah.
the energy is always so good. Like you have fun when you see them live, and that's a testament to them, especially Jacoby. You know, he's killing it. But Infest for me, easy number one, just like you. A high, solid A.
A extra.
Yeah, well, like we're talking like 9.5, 9.75 out of 10. So
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. The last few songs don't really kind of hold up to the first one, but for me, it's kind of this is an A plus because those 6 songs for me are beyond an A
got it.
plus,
Yeah,
you know.
for sure.
So, but it's kind of a it's almost like the emotion you feel when you listen to it even today. It like takes me right back to
Yeah.
1999, like you said, before it even really came out.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was so much buzz, and rightly so. You know,
Yeah.
it was
Yep.
it just incredible. So, but yeah, it does kind of fall off a little bit at the end. But there's nothing that I would consider skipping. I don't
Nothing.
ever
No.
turn this album. I don't ever just go back to the beginning and start the first 6, even though you think I might. But
Yeah.
the rest of the songs are good enough. Where I don't do that. But anyway, yeah, great stuff. So on to June 18th, 2002. We have Love, Hate, Tragedy. 11 songs. Cool album cover with the baby giving the horns with the giant headphones on.
Yeah,
Pretty
it's
pretty
super cool.
cool. It's pretty cool. Brendan O'Brien produced this one. They tried to replace some of the rap with more singing. I feel like this is they kind of started down this spiral, and I don't like some of the stuff later. Like I feel like we're gonna disagree on some of that because I feel like they completely lost who they were and lost what separated them. But that's not yet. That's not
Yeah.
here.
Right.
There's 2 songs on this album, She Loves Me Not and Walking Through Barbed Wire, that are left over from before Infest. And those are just fantastic songs too. So I mean, I feel like the first Infest could have been if they took these 2 songs and replaced 2 of those like last 5 songs with these 2 songs, like that really could have been even better. Like it's almost impossible for me to even think that, but it could have been even better.
Yep.
But this at this point it still sounds like Papa Roach, even though there's more singing and a little bit less emotion than the first album or than Infest. It wasn't really their first one, but than Infest, but it just it still sounds like them, where I really, really feel like they lost their way later on, which we'll get into. My favorites on this one are M80, Life is a Bullet, She Loves Me Not. I really like Code of Energy, too. Code of Energy is kind of a deep track. It's the 10th song on here. Great song. Really, really good. This one, Skippers, there's none for me on this one either. I still really like this album. This is number 2. It's kind of going to go in order here at first. This is number 2. I had this as a B plus. It's still good. There's no skippers, but it's not nearly as good as Infest. But that's impossible.
Nothing will be. Yeah,
It's
nothing.
impossible to try to recreate that because it's that good. But B plus, which really is like 3 spots below where I had Infest.
Yeah,
So I mean,
right.
it's still up there, but it's a ways. There's a chasm between these 2 albums for me. But again, no skippers. It's still really good. B plus, number 2. What did you think of Love, Hate, Tragedy?
Yeah, good stuff. I liked it when it came out. There was some disappointment. I had, you read reviews and things, and people were disappointed. Again, I think to your point, I think a lot of people still kind of feel that way of they're almost Papa Roach purists. Like that first album is Papa Roach, and everything else they just kind of they fade away from that original sound, and it loses something for them. I totally get that because I see it. I think you mentioned the term. They go towards an octane band because I know we both listen to that a little bit. Which again, I
will mention that like half a dozen times later.
Yeah, I know.
Yes,
but and I don't mind that stuff as much as you do. I feel like Papa Roach is like a super chameleon band. Like they always have their own Papa Roach style, but they always try to fit in to what's going on at that current moment. And over 20 years, that's obviously a lot of different trends of music to try to fit into. So Yeah, I agree with you though. Here, this is pretty good. It's pretty similar to what we got from Infest. Obviously, like you said, less rapping, a little bit more singing, and he's going to go in that route for a while. Um, but again, this is a lot of fun, and I'm going to say, you're going to say your words. I'm going to say fun a million times because
Okay.
when I listen to Papa Roach, most of their albums, I'm having fun. It's I may not like. I'm obviously I've ranked things 1 to 10, right? So there's
Yeah.
going to be things from 10, 9, 8, 7 that I don't like as much. The quality of the music isn't so good, but it's all pretty fun to me. It's all pretty fun. M80 is an awesome start. I love Life
Mhm.
is a Bullet. The singles Time and Time Again and She Loves Me Not are great. I remember those videos. Again, I always say to take us back to the TRL days. I remember, what do they do? Making the video. You remember the making the video for She Loves Me Not?
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. So they do this like at the park, like this little playground. And because you're using the she loves me not kid, the child
Mhm.
saying thing.
Mhm. Mhm.
And they show how
Plucking
they
the petals off the flowers.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
right. So they do this little like it looks like a spinning wheel, but it has holes in it, so it looks like, like a strobe lighting type effect. So they're like rocking out in the middle of this playground with this thing spinning around and like getting this like strobe light effect. I'll always remember that. It was super cool. But I love She Loves Me Not for sure. Walking Through Barbed Wire, like you'd stated, that's probably my favorite song on the album. I love it. Code of Energy, like you said, is good. And I love the closing track, the title track, Love, Hate, Tragedy. I think it's very, very good. Yeah, I love this album a lot. I liked it when it first came out, and it still holds up. To Brendan O'Brien's credit, a lot of his stuff does sound good, still from this time frame. So yeah, produced very well, still holds up. For me, Love, Hate, Tragedy is number 3. Again, top 3 and really, really good. And again, I enjoyed going back to it and listen to it. This is probably around what you said, like a B plus. So I think we're about in the same place here. I think I just liked one in between Love, Hate, Tragedy and Infest a little bit more than you, but otherwise, I think we're aligned. This is good stuff here.
All right. On to Getting Away with Murder. August 31st, 2004. 12 songs on this one. This is Howard Benson. There's going to be some Howard Benson here for the next couple albums. This album still sounds really good. Their production on them, for the most part, is outstanding.
Yeah, always good.
There's a couple where it gets a little weird, where it doesn't sound bad. I guess there's some definite changes they make later, but we'll get into that later. With this band, it's about riff and groove for me with this band. So it leads me to gravitating more towards the heavier stuff they do, like Blanket of Fear on this album. Um, some of their pop hooks are undeniable, right? Like they know how to write songs. They know how to write really hooky songs. But where I like them best by far is on the heavier end. And there's no doubt too that Jerry Horton, he's a really, really underrated guitar player. Like people say like that, on Infest, like these riffs are so simple. Yeah, they are, but nobody else had done them before. So
Yep.
I mean, it's he's got his own sound, and when he does that, and when he gets to the heavier side of things, you can see him like wake up, like when you see them live too. Like it's not that he's going through the motions. Like he looks like he's enjoying himself, but when he plays the heavier stuff and like some of those heavier riffs, he just like the man just comes alive. It's crazy. So, but yeah, you can tell he just loves playing those heavier songs, which makes sense. It's a one guitar band. Yeah, they do have some two guitar stuff that they do. They have now, I guess, a keyboardist that plays guitar, multi instrumentalist guy that's on stage with them, but um, it's basically him on guitar. So um, more than half of it is kind of alternative rock at this point, versus the more kind of metal side of things. But this album closes out really well for me. It gets heavy towards the end, which I really like. My favorites are Not Listening Getting Away with Murder, of course, is like the anthem, and Scars. Obviously, those two songs are the two gigantic singles that came off of this one, especially Scars. But when you get towards the end, you got Blanket of Fear and Tyranny of Normality. I love both of those songs. They're both heavy. They're both have like real heavy like guitar riffs, and you could tell they're just kind of written around the guitar riff, rather than kind of coming up with a melody and playing guitar to that. Like those songs are created from this just massive guitar riff. So again, I really don't have any skippers. Like I said, there's going to be a lot more later, but I really don't have any skippers on here. Although I feel like I have this as a B, a solid B, and number 3. I don't hate this album at all. It's just it's kind of, to me, it's a slightly more boring version of the last album of Love, Hate, Tragedy, where there's bigger songs on this one, like popularity wise, with Scars and Getting Away with Murder. But most of the songs are still okay to good, with the couple classic anthems and then the heavier stuff that I like at the end there. But out of the 12 songs, like I feel like there's some filler in there. It's not skipper worthy, like it's still decent. And I'm gonna sound like I really don't like them later. And there's some stuff that they do that I really don't like because they lost their way, but that's not here. Still not quite yet. Like this is still Papa Roach. You can still tell it's them. There's stuff later that I challenge you to tell me how it sounds like Papa Roach, because it doesn't. So, and how you could tell that it's not one of 50 other Octane bands that are around. But that's not here. So these are still, there's some classic anthems here. You can still easily tell it's Papa Roach. It's just not up to the level of earlier. And I wouldn't say that I'm a purist, I guess you mentioned. Like I wouldn't say that. It's just when they do their thing that sets them apart from other people. That's where I really like them. Now there's an album later that we're going to talk about that sounds more like the first couple albums that I really do like. And that's my number 4 album, but it's way, way later. So it's not like they can't do it. They do it. And when they do it, it sounds amazing and it sounds great. And I really like it. But there's also times where they just get lost in the sauce, man. It's just, but this, again, that's not here. So I have this as a solid B, number 3, Getting Away with Murder. What did you think?
Yeah, so this is, I think, where we differ. I like the direction that they go here with huge hooks, to go more with the riffage of Jerry, which again I understand it's not the same as their first album. They're definitely already changing. They're already definitely moving, and I really don't have any way to combat when you say later on they don't sound like Papa Roach. They don't sound like the first album Papa Roach, but they have one consistent thing all the way through, and that's Jacoby Shaddix, and he is Papa Roach to me, consistently through it. I'm not saying he is the definition of Papa Roach, but he's the glue that fits all of it together. That's the only argument that I have with it. But I really like him as a vocalist. I really like him as a rapper. I like him as a screamer. I like him as a songwriter. And I think his presence is awesome. I just think he's a good dude. I think he's an overall really good dude. So I'm a huge fan of Jacoby Shaddix. And as long as he puts out an album, I'll probably enjoy it and I'll probably have a good time with it. Getting Away with Murder, it really leans on that pop influence, with the rock, the metal, the alternative. This is my number 2, and it's pretty clear cut number 2 for me. It's not even close. So hooky. I love the opening with Empty Promises. I really like it. Stop Looking, Start Seeing is good. Take Me is good. Getting Away with Murder is phenomenal. I think Scars, when I heard that, it completely blew me away. It like took a lot of the stuff I loved early on and just they built like a mega hit with it.
Yes,
I
did.
I freaking love it.
And they wore it out. Like, I
did.
mean, the radio wore it out. Again, we're in agreement that we don't ever hold the band responsible for that.
Yeah.
Once it's released and it flies out of the nest, they have no control over what happens to it after that. Like, they can't say, "Hey, stop playing this song so much."
I know.
People are gonna get sick of it. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, I
it's a
know.
ridiculously good song. I mean,
So
even people
catchy.
that don't even like Papa Roach hear that
Yes.
song. They're like, God, this is a great song. You know, people sing along to it that have no idea what they had ever done. It's just such a
Yeah.
great song.
Yep. Yep. And I like the heavy end. Like you said, it ends off pretty heavy. I love that too. Overall, like I said, this is actually probably, even though Infest is easily my number one, this is probably my most listened to one. This is the one I go back to the most. Which again, that's why this cements at number 2 for me. I love the direction that they went here. I love all this stuff. So Getting Away with Murder, number 2 for me, and probably an A minus. Again, of all 10 albums, this is the one probably with the most plays on Spotify. It's the one I put on, and I just like it, and Infest is, if I'm looking at top to bottom, which one's best, those songs are just like classic. Like to me, that's like they're Back in Black or their, Master of Puppets or whatever you want to say. Like that's their best thing they'll ever do. But they have changed a lot, and a lot of their hit radio songs are just catchy as hell. And that's Jacoby. It's not a lot about the music, and I will admit that, but I love Jacoby Shaddix. He's one of my favorite frontmen, not one of my favorite bands, but he's one of my favorites. And Sing Scars for me, and some of these other hits coming up, I really dig that stuff. So Getting Away with Murder, number 2, A minus.
All right, on to the Paramore sessions. This is September 12th, 2006. There's 13 songs on this one. This is Howard Benson again. This is probably the last album I bought from them for a long time. But revisiting it this week, I realized this album sounds really, really good, even in my car. Not, you put headphones on, you talk about, listen to stuff with headphones a lot, and you put headphones on and like everything's like just pressed right into your ear. Like you can hear every little thing. Like when an album sounds great in my car with my factory stereo system, it's like it blows me away where I'm like, man, like I can hear things all over the place just sitting in my car. Like it's fantastic. I can so seldom say that about albums, but this one, it sounds great even in my car. This is unfortunately though further down the alternative rock radio drain for me. But there are some gooders in here. There's some good songs in here. I'm not saying that there isn't. It's just it's kind of spiraling away from what I really like about them. The World Around You, for example. The song is really good, but it really could be confused with about 15 other bands. It's kind of lost the Papa Roachness,
Yep,
of it.
for
Like,
sure. For sure.
um, it's just kind of, this album itself kind of sounds dated. Like there was so much of this music around at that time. There was a flood of this music around that they played, and it's like all of these bands just all kind of sounded the same. And Papa Roach used to be above them for me, and then they're starting to get lost in that
Yeah.
sauce now.
Yep.
Like Forever is more of the same thing. That's another song on here, song 5. It's just, it sounds like so many other bands. Like, and then I'm asking myself on here, like, where's the groove and the great guitar riffs and the rawness that used to kind of define them? It's kind of missing. It's starting to be missing here. But one really big positive, and you have mentioned it, and I'm waited till now to say it, but one positive I will say about this one is Jacoby Shaddix really, really shows how good and how underrated a singer he is. I mean, people think, that's the rap guy from Papa Roach. Like, this dude is so much more than that. It's ridiculous. It's a shame he doesn't get more credit than he does. He really can do many different things really well. And you combine that, like how well he sings different things, with his energy and how great he always sounds live. This band's been playing live for 26 years. People lose their voice, like they sound like crap, like Chad Gray, for instance, in Mudvayne, like by album 4, like he sounded like crap every time I saw Mudvayne. And I love Mudvayne, but he sounded like crap, and he still does now. Jacoby Shaddix never sounds like crap. He always sounds amazing. always. So you combine like how great he sounds live with all this energy and how fun they are to see live, like you mentioned. I don't think it's crazy to say that he's one of the best frontmen of the whole last 25 years. Like best, not just my favorite or your favorite, but one of the best out there. The man can do all these different things, and like I said, he never slows down, and he never sounds bad ever. It's amazing. So that he does amaze me, and I found myself in this album going, man, God, that sounds really good. It's just the songs to me is kind of what loses me.
Yeah.
It's
I
never
understand.
Jacoby Shaddix that I'm like, this is the part I'm disappointed with. Now there are some stuff later on where he does some different things. They get a little experimental. He does some different voice changes where it kind of almost doesn't even sound like him.
Mhm.
It's not on a lot of songs, but I'll mention that when we get there too. But they try some different stuff, even production wise. They try some different like filters for him to like sing through, I guess. I don't know, but it just doesn't sound like him. But on here, he sounds absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. My favorites on here or the opening track, To Be Loved. I Devise My Own Demise. Even though I Devise My Own Demise could easily be a Bullet for My Valentine song, sounds just like them. Just like them. Skippers for me, and now I got some skippers for the first time in 4 albums. Time Is Running Out and Do What You Do is too much alternative rock for me. Reckless is kind of ballad salad that's not great for me either. It's kind of weird for them because there's like one ballad by them like later, way later on that I really like, but I don't really like a lot of their attempts at like really kind of slow songs. But you could kind of look at Scars as a ballad too. You know what I
It
mean?
is.
Like it's hard
It
to
is.
define for them like where the ballad line is, where they're trying to like write a love song, and when they try to do that is where I get to the point where I'm like, I don't know, I really don't like this all that much. But it's not because Jacoby can't sing it or can't sell it as feeling. It's just the songs just aren't that good. So I have this as a C plus. I have this at number 5. So I'm already in the C range at number 5. So that's telling you I'm gonna have some low bars here. Um, the songs just aren't there on this one for me as much. But again, it's not Jacoby's fault. He sounds amazing, and the whole album sounds amazing as a whole. It really does. So, but I had this as C plus number 5. What did you think of the Paramore Sessions?
Yeah, this one is where with me, and from here on out, except for one other album, which is later that I really, really like. Now it's a mixed bag. Every album now is a mixed bag as far as songs I like, songs I don't like. They're not same as you. Like I'm not going through these songs like or going through these albums like these are great albums. Like the first 3 I could pretty much put on, not worry about skipping it or worrying about it. Now it's going to be a mixed bag from here on out. So I'm with you there. Um, I love Jacoby Shaddix, and I'll say it probably 30 more times on this podcast.
Yep, fair
So
enough.
knowing
Look at
that
the
I'm going to
argument for me.
yeah, knowing that I'm going to hear him, it
Mhm.
gets me excited for any of these albums, even the ones I like the least. So, but I agree with you. Starting here, these albums aren't perfect or even really good all the way through. Again, we got 13 songs here, which I think is too many songs
Agreed.
for a band like Papa Roach. I like later on how some of their albums they go back to like a shorter type
10,
thing. Yeah,
38 minutes. Like
yeah.
that's perfect.
Perfect for me. To Be Loved is great. That was the WWE Raw theme song for a
Yes,
long time,
it
so I
was.
loved that. That was cool. Alive and Out of Control, pretty good for me. The World Around You. I do like the cheesiness of Forever myself. I
Mhm.
like it. Time Is Running Out. I'm with you. I don't like that. I don't like my Papa Roach mixed with woes and whoa, whoa, whoa,
Yeah, yeah.
whoa. Like to me,
And I'm
that
a whoa whoa guy, but I
yeah,
don't like
not
that either.
I don't like that
It's
on
not
here.
them.
So
That's not their thing.
yep, I agree with you. So No Time Is Running Out for me. What Do You Do is cool. Like I said, it's kind of those are the ones that kind of stand out to me. It's a good half and half album. A lot of these are. A lot of these I can just give or take on some of it. Some of it I'll take, but this one I like the songs I like quite a bit more. So I'm right where you're at with this one as a 5. This one's like a B- for me. Like I said, it sounds fantastic. That's good. Jacoby sounds amazing. That's good. Just about half the songs are good here. Half of them aren't that great to me. So, yeah, it lands number 5, right in the middle for me. Pretty good. I liked it more when it came out. Now I'm just kind of like, it's kind of a separator with the good stuff and the stuff, and then the not so much stuff. So this is right in the middle for me. Welcome, Brian H. He's a whoa guy.
Yeah.
So he fits right in. While we have the second here, we'll shout out to Bathed in Blood saying hello. How you doing, man? How's it going? We got free 1F talking about Ego Trip. We'll get into that one way later.
Yes, we will.
We will. We got Alone World 7322. I have no clue.
Not been playing Arc Raiders.
I don't know what that is.
Maybe there's some Papa Roach music in there.
Maybe, but I don't know what you kids these days are playing. So yeah, I don't know.
Cool haircut too.
Yeah, very cool. And then of course, Brian again with To Be Loved, another mainstay in the workout mix, Getting Away with Murder. Yeah, good stuff. So welcome everybody. Welcome to the podcast. Thanks for stopping by. Paramore Sessions number 5, B-.
All right, so they all joined just in time to hear my garbage bottom of the barrel album, Metamorphosis, March 24th, 2009. 12 songs on here. Jay Baumgartner's back, which I thought might be cool, but really it's not. This is the first album with Tony Palermo on drums after Dave Buckner left. This is a weird kind of glam metal album that barely sounds at all like Papa Roach. Like they really kind of lost themselves in this one. They kind of fell off a cliff. Like I was hanging on the edge of the cliff there with the last album with Paramore Sessions, and I'm like, okay, there's still some good stuff here. And then I got to this one, and it just I lost my grip. I fell into the river. I fell into the trees like Rambo, and I got to sew up my arm now. I just fell right off the cliff. My favorites on this one are Live This Down, I guess. It's at least somewhat like Papa Roach, but it's really kind of the only one for me. Skippers, I got a lot. Hollywood Whore, I Almost Told You That I Loved You is terrible.
Horrible.
Oh, it's terrible. Lifeline, Had Enough, I've Had Enough, I've Had Enough. Carry Me, Nights of Love. Oh, man. Yeah, this was a rough one for me. Really, really rough. I have this as a D+. I originally went into this, I'm like, this is Papa Roach. I'm not going to have any D-rated albums, but I forgot that I hadn't really bought any more albums after Paramore Sessions until much later. And it's a good thing I didn't buy this one because, it's not good. So I have this as my number 10. This is kind of a D+. And I'm on a string here. This is the beginning of it where I don't like much of this stuff. I really don't. This one's just really not very good for me. There's so many songs here that how many did that's half the songs I mentioned as skippers that kind of suck for me.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, Swaggy Dubs. I'm sorry, Brian. It's just, I know people they were still really popular. I just can't do it. They're so far away from where I loved them before. I can't do it. D+, number 10 for me. What did you think of Metamorphosis?
So what end of this am I going to go? Am I going to side with Swag Dubs on this, or
Swaggy Dubs? You're going to go with Swaggy.
Or am I going to side with Mr. H on this? Drum roll, please. I'm going to go Mr. H on this. This is not good. This is really not good for me. What does it for me is this is the worst album when it comes to singles. Like they didn't even nail their singles for this.
No.
Now I think some of towards the end of this, there's some stuff that I think is okay.
Nights of Love.
No, not that one. To me, it's more like March Out of the Darkness, Into the Light. Like some of those are okay.
All right.
Hollywood Whore that's just a terrible song. I Almost Told You That I Loved You bad. Lifeline is another one. I don't like that. These are all singles. So again, not a fan of this one. I don't know. Like to me, I'm accepting of things that they want to do to try to take risks and take sonic evolution and all those things, which I think they do explore better later on for sure. So even kind of a homer like me, that's like, like I always am trying to give Jacoby the benefit of the doubt, but this one I can't do it. I literally can't do it. It just lacks everything that they've built. Like there's no anthemic, songs on there like they've had basically on every other album to me. Um, just it's just, and it doesn't age well. Like it probably sounded better to me back in '09 or whatever it was, but it doesn't hold up for me. So yeah, I'm with you. This is a D plus for me, and easy number 10 for me. I like everything else that they've done at least quite a bit better than this. So Metamorphosis for me, like Mr. H, number 10.
All right, on to The Connection. Brian S. I'd love for you to kind of put where you have Metamorphosis in your Papa Roach rankings. So I just curious. But anyhow, on to The Connection. October 2nd, 2012. 13 more songs here. This was produced by James Michael and John Feldman, both singers of fellow Octane garbage bands 6am and Goldfinger. James Michael with a bunch of songwriting credits here. I don't know why. I don't know why they felt like they write really good songs themselves. I don't know why they felt like they needed writing help from their producers. But I mean, man, they must really get along with these guys, and I'm sure toured with them. I had to have. I mean, Papa Roach is a touring machine.
Yep.
So I guess just they wanted help getting more songs on the radio, I guess. I don't know. It seemed like they weren't bad at that before. But maybe coming off of Metamorphosis, maybe they felt like they needed a change. It didn't get much better for me here. But maybe that's what happened. It's just a kind of continuation of the kind of crap, like way below the standards that Papa Roach had set early on for me. I feel like this should have been called The Continuation and not The Connection, because it's such a continuation. But I guess there's some more decent-ish stuff here, but my problem is this. Silence is the Enemy is a Linkin Park song. I'm almost sure of it. It's like they found it on the floor of the recording studio, and they Papa Roach picked it up and found it, and they're like, hey, let's record this in the style of Linkin Park. And then they did. And it sounds just like a Linkin Park song. Give Me Back My Life is a Skillet song. I'm sure of it. It's like they're doing cover songs of other popular Octane acts of the time. It doesn't sound like Papa Roach. It sounds like Papa Roach doing a Skillet song, I guess. I mean, it kind of barely has any Papa Roachness to it at all. Won't Let Up is Breaking Benjamin. I mean, When Will This End, as far as I remember, is a Bad Wolves track. Like, it's exactly Bad Wolves. It's formulaic Bad Wolves. I mean, maybe before Bad Wolves really got popular, I guess. So I guess they did it first. Maybe Bad Wolves copied them. But it just sounds so much like so many other bands that were around at the time, I don't know. So it makes it hard because it doesn't necessarily mean the songs are bad. They just don't sound like them. And I'm comparing them against themselves. I'm not comparing them against these other bands. When they drop down into this other band category like this, where they sound like some of these other bands, then I guess I kind of am comparing them. But as far as ranking their albums, I'm ranking them against themselves. And not much of this sounds like Papa Roach to me. So my favorites are Where Do the Angels Go? That's it. That's the only one. Skippers, Before I Die, yuck. Wish You Never Met Me. Wish I never met this song. Leader of Broken Hearts, Not That Beautiful. Won't Let Up. Definitely, please let up. As far as I remember, I don't like any of those songs. So this is a D plus, number 9. There's one or two, or probably two, catchy Octane songs, but nothing that has any kind of Papa Roach sound to it. It's a kind of a bunch of copy exact songs from other popular rock acts. And I'm not even saying they did it on purpose. It's just, I'm guessing you have two guys producing this album, and one of them's helping you write most of the songs, all of the songs except for one. that are in this group of bands that aren't even in your stratosphere. 6 a.m. is nowhere near as good as Papa Roach once was. Nowhere near. So it's like they just accepted these people's help, and then they just kind of put out this stuff that just didn't sound like them. So there's almost nothing to hear here for me. It's still kind of bottom of the barrel. I had this as a D plus also. I had this at number 9 because the songs are a little bit better, but they're still, I'm just comparing them to Papa Roach, the Papa Roach sound that is just missing. It's just not here. So I had this a D plus number 9, and I got my last note here was let's go for 3 in a row. So uh, it's not good for me here, and it gets better, but it's not good here. What did you think of the connection?
I actually like this one quite a bit better than Metamorphosis. Sorry, but it's mostly the first couple tracks I really like. I hear what you're saying, and I don't disagree with you, but I still like it. It's still like ear candy to me.
Fair enough.
I still, and I totally agree. There's not a lot of originality here. Actually, they do a lot of. This is kind of where they start, I think, with the more experimental stuff.
Yeah.
Doing more of the electronic influence in there. And to me, it's fun. And I told you I was going to keep saying fun.
Yeah. To be fair, you're a bigger fan of when extra production is added.
Yes.
Than I am. So
yeah,
it does make total sense. So
yeah. So again, it entertains me, and I don't think this is again, like I said before, after Getting Away with Murder, to me, all these albums are pretty flawed. So this is pretty flawed, and I agree with you. I think after I like Engage a lot as an opener into Still Swinging. I think that's a lot of fun. I like Where Did the Angels Go? I like Silence is the Enemy. Agreed. Probably a Linkin Park song, but I don't care. I still like it. Still ear candy to me.
It's a good Linkin Park song.
It is a good Linkin Park song. And Jacoby
I didn't have that
it.
as a skipper, right. It's Jacoby singing a Linkin Park song.
And I like Walking Dead, as far as I remember, I think is pretty good too. But it largely in the middle there. You've named a lot of those songs. They kind of lack enthusiasm for me. But I do like, again, some of the songs here. They just sound cool. It's a lot of fun at times. For me, this is number 7. Probably in the C range for me. A lot of these are in the C range because it's kind of hit and miss. I don't like these as much as albums as I like picking a handful of songs off of every album that I was like, okay, I'll listen to this.
Mm-hmm.
So The Connection, again, much better to me than Metamorphosis. But again, right in the middle. It's a C album. There's good stuff on here, but I was fine moving on to the next one, right? Like there's not a lot memorable here to where I'm going to come back to, but I enjoyed it. Like I enjoyed my time listening to this. I've listened to a lot worse albums over some of these bands that we do where they just like, I just get bored. Like I can't, at least these guys always are fun to me. Like there's songs on here where I'm always like, okay, this is fun. So anyway, that's kind of my argument to it is I have fun with it. Whether it's original Papa Roach sounding stuff, I'm not going to debate that because I would lose that because it makes, you hear all these other, like you say, octane bands in here. Of course they're in there. I just have fun with these albums, and that's, to me, that's, I guess if it's not going to be great, at least I'm going to have fun. So number 7, The Connection, C for me.
What did you have a right number on that one?
Yeah, that's number 7.
Okay. Back to the no fun guy, Mr. H.
Like I said, when I talk about purist, I don't mean like the pure, like I don't mean it like that. I just mean like I think like you just look at their early stuff and you're like, man, I want that. Like I just want them to do that more. And they're not. And I totally understand that. I totally get it. They're like I said, they're the chameleon guys that whatever's going on at that time, they want to infuse into that. And I get it. Like I totally get where that turns people off because
I've bashed a lot of bands for doing that.
Yes.
I really have, and I'm not going to stop now. I've bashed a lot of bands for chasing. Judas Priest, namely.
Yes.
Man, did I bash the crap out of them for chasing sounds.
Yep.
But again, it makes sense. You like more of this stuff than I do, and you like more of the extra production than
Yeah.
I do. So it totally makes sense. So on to Fear, F period, E period, A period, R period, Face Everything and Rise is really the actual title of this album. January 27th, 2015. 10 songs on this one, produced by the Churkos, not the Churros, the Churkos.
Man, I'm getting hungry.
Kane and Kevin. Churros.
I would love a churro.
I would love a churro.
And Mr. H is sending me pictures of donuts right before the podcast.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I
So
want
many
some
donuts.
Donuts now.
I'm estimating there was 250 probably donuts
Wild.
left over after a day at Kelly's coffee shop she works at up there. 250. We kept 9 dozen and we threw at least that many more out, probably more. That's crazy.
Why can't they be healthy, right? I would be like, I'm on my way over, H. I'm going to take 2 dozen of them.
You got any of those protein ones?
Right.
No.
The vegetable donuts.
Right? Come on, man. There's got to be something good in there.
Right.
Oh, man. But I love donuts. Anyway, look at me. You can tell. So, again, more Skillet for me right off the bat with the title track. Now, some of that is sound-wise. Some of that's kind of feel. Like
Yeah.
Skillet. It like Skillet. Papa Roach is like they're a positive band. Like, they have songs. People think Last Resort is about somebody killing themselves. It's not. It's anti-suicide, right? It's anti. They stand for good things, and you're absolutely right, Brian. Absolutely. I want to put this one in there.
Skillet rules.
There is nothing at all wrong with Skillet. Kelly and I love Skillet. We've seen them like 8 times. We love Skillet, right? There's nothing. They put on an unbelievably fantastic, energetic, fun show. The music's good. We like all of their last 6 albums, basically, almost all of them. But the problem is there's Skillet and there's Papa Roach. I don't need Papa Roach to be Skillet. Skillet's already around. So when I hear songs that sound so much like the other band, I'm like, why? There's no reason for that. Like, Papa Roach has their own thing, So that's kind of where I'm getting to. It's not that I'm saying Skillet's bad at all. We love Skillet. They kind of, again, like I said in the last album, they kind of had their own sound and just kind of gave it up to kind of sound like everybody else, and it just disappoints me. That's all. I want stuff more like the first 3 albums where I could definitely tell right away this is Papa Roach, not just Jacoby Shaddix solo, whatever. This is Papa Roach. I could tell right away it's Papa Roach. I can't anymore, and that's my problem. They want to experiment, and that's fine. But my problem is why I actually like their experimenting a little later better, and we'll get to that.
Yeah, right.
Here, why experiment with sounding like hundreds of other bands doing exactly the same thing? Like, that's not, for me, that's not the thing to experiment with. When you were higher, you did better than all of these other bands before, So it just kind of makes no sense to me. But almost every one of these songs, I couldn't guess the artist if you gave me 20 guesses. I mean, but again, there's 4 number 1 singles on this album. 4. So obviously I'm definitely in the minority because people love it. So and maybe the best thing to happen to this band was the rise of Sirius Radio and Octane to play all of this stuff, because all of these songs 2 months before this album comes out, and every other one they put out, they're playing them on Octane. You've heard 5 songs before the album even comes out. So it's probably the best thing to happen to them popularity-wise. So, Falling Apart sounds a tiny bit to me like kind of older Papa Roach, and I feel like it's sad that I'm looking for even a hint of the former band in here somewhere. Now, that's going to get a little better here real soon, but it's not there for me yet on this album. Favorites for me are Gravity is decent. I mean, it kind of sounds like a Papa Roach In This Moment collaboration, which is it's almost shocking to me at this point that it has some Papa Roach in there. but it's not a bad song. And I don't like everything In This Moment does or Maria Brink does either. Like she does guests on a lot of other people's stuff, but this song's actually pretty good. So it's not like there's not some songs on here there's no songs on here I like. I like some of them, but Devil is pretty good. That is the most Papa Roach sounding song I've heard in 3 albums. And I don't hate Warriors, the last song with Royce da 5'9".
Royce da 5'9".
Yeah. But to me, it's way more Ice Nine Kills than it is Papa Roach. That song just screams to me Ice Nine Kills. And again, this might have been before Ice Nine Kills was really Ice Nine Kills, but it's just, again, it sounds like, and Ice Nine Kills kind of has their own sound. They don't necessarily sound like a lot of these other bands that I keep talking about, but and we do like them too. But and I do like this song. It just sounds more like them than it does Papa Roach to me. But Skippers, other than those 3 songs, most of the rest of this I didn't really care for that much. I had this as a C minus. I had this number 7. This album, I kind of flirted with putting it as a D, but it does have a couple moments for me. Those 3 songs that are quite a bit better than the previous 2 albums and do make it better for me. So it's still I don't like a lot of it though. So I have this as a C minus number 7. What did you think of Fear?
It's funny. I have it ranked lower than you, but I like it better than you. So
Royce to 6'7". That's amazing.
Yeah,
Of course
good
you prefer Royce.
good one,
to
Swag
6'7".
Dubs.
Oh man, 6'7".
Stop.
Hey, maybe that'll get us some views.
Yeah, maybe.
6'7".
Hey, guy. Hey, we're the old 6'7" guys. You know all that.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is
More of like an 8'9" guy myself, but
okay. All right. Well, so this album is another fun one for me. To me, it's pretty much on par with The Connection. It's very similar to me. I like a handful of songs, and the rest I could go without, but it's fun. They even more here go a little bit more pop influence, more electronic influence.
Mhm.
I feel like you, where I feel like they figure it out a little bit better coming up with how to do all that mix and still maybe sound more like their old self. But again, every one of their song or every one of their albums has a few bangers on it, and I argue with it. At least there's a few that I just can't get out of my head where I want to sing all the time. And in here, there's a handful of them too. I love the title track. It's catchy as hell to me. I love Face Everything and Rise. Angels falling from the skies. Take your broken wings and learn to fly. Again, so positive, like you said.
Yeah. Not a bad song. Not one I would skip, but
Yeah, no, good stuff. I like Skeletons. Falling Apart is really, really good. That's catchy as hell too. You mentioned that one too.
Mhm.
Gravity is phenomenal. And I also do not love everything Maria Brink does, especially newer In This Moment. I do not like. I do like her older stuff that she did. But that's a really good song. It is really, they play off each other really, really good.
Yeah, they do.
Basically Jacoby is doing all the verses in rap, and then she sings the chorus, which is pretty cool.
And he's so good. I feel like he could sing with anybody.
He could.
You could guess anybody on their albums, and he can make it work. Like he's just that good.
He's a phenomenal singer.
Man. He really
doesn't. I totally agree with that. And I will mention he did have to have throat surgery, so that might have helped sustain him a little bit. He did have to have surgery on it.
Whatever you got to do, he sounds great even still today. So, and he doesn't sound different. It's not like they did surgery and now he has to sing totally different. He still sounds amazing.
I actually think, and I'm not comparing his for the first couple albums, but I think his voice gets better and better as we go here. And it might be production, some of it, but I think the actual singing just gets better and better. I think it's so good. Devil, you mentioned, I think is a great song. So those 4 or 5 songs are really, really solid for me, but the rest I could go without. So again, the 6, 7, we go with those songs, and that's how I feel about it. But it's number 8 for me, but it's right along with number 7, and it's a C. Like I said, in their discography. I think I have it lower than you, but I think I like it better than you. But
yeah.
But it's fun. It's a fun
Right.
album again.
Yeah.
I at no point, even when I didn't care for the songs, was I like I'm bored or like I want to turn this off. Like it sounds good to me. So ear candy, again, more ear candy. Maybe it's what people think of when they think of what's that word? Guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
Give me dance mix Papa Roach, and I'll take it over a lot of other bands. It's ear candy to me. I eat it up. Good stuff. So Face Everything and Rise, number 8 and a C.
Fair enough. On to and it, when I should put a little to promote this podcast. I should put out there. See the two old guys go 6, 7.
Right.
Like people like, what are they even talking about? But make them get into the middle of this podcast before they see it. That'd be pretty funny. Anyway, on to Crooked Teeth. May 19th, 2017. 10 songs. This is where we were talking before, which is kind of a sweet spot for them as far as like just get in. It's 34, a little under 34
Love
minutes.
it.
Like it's almost like
Perfect.
an EP. Just bang it out, right? Like 10 songs, like 3 minutes a song. Let's go. So weird name though, but
And a weird
fun,
album cover.
Yeah, kind of weirdly fun kind of album cover. Very strange, but this is Nicholas Furlong and Colin Britton. These guys are going to be around, especially Furlong. I think he's going to be around for the next 3 albums, but these two guys are going to produce these next 2 albums. The first thing I wrote here is, whoa, finally some Papa Roach sounds. Thank you. See, you can still write great songs that will get played on Octane and still remain yourselves. Congratulations, Papa Roach. You're back.
Yeah.
You're back, mostly. Breakdowns with killer riffs are back, like in Crooked Teeth in the title track. Man, just so good. So good. Oh, man. I do like the attempt with MGK, but to me, the song just isn't very good, but I like the attempt there. My favorites are Break the Fall, Crooked Teeth, and Help. Help's another just anthem song. And here they're able to sound like Papa Roach. They put out something that's Scars-ish, but doesn't sound like Scars. It's a great song, and they're still able to do that. It's still in there. Skippers, I don't really like Periscope. Like, it's a kind of a duet with Skylar Grey. Again, I think Jacoby Shaft can sing anything with anybody, but that doesn't mean I love all the songs that they do, that he does together with other people. That one to me just didn't work. None of the Above that song is kind of back to what they did on the last 3 albums, and I didn't really care for that, but there's not a lot of that on here, thank God. So I have this as a B-, number 4. This is much, much better. Light years better than the last 3 albums for me, but still nowhere near the summit of Mount Papa.
Right.
There's a couple great songs, and I appreciate that it's mostly back to themselves, but it's still not great, but it's good to really good. So I have this up in the B range as number 4. What did you think of Crooked Teeth?
Yeah,
Get some braces.
So yeah. So this is one of 2 albums of their late catalog that I was really pleasantly surprised. This is really good stuff. And I feel like, to me, this is the pinnacle of the band kind of wrapping their head around the new musical direction. They kind of figured out a way to make it their own, to your point of what you said. Like, there's some good, like, older sounding stuff in there. And I feel like they finally got the formula down to where we can make our pop electronic type sounding hip hop with some cool guitar riffs and kind of make everybody happy. And I feel like this is kind of like the compromise between the old school fans and the new school fans, and everybody kind of putting it together. I don't think this is the best of their new stuff, but this is really good for me. I think that, it's more successful than Face Everything and Rise to kind of mold everything into that. I like Born for Greatness a lot. Like, to me, it's like a anthemic pop rap thing. I really like it. It's cool. You mentioned Break the Fall and Crooked Teeth. Like, just when this album started, you're like, yes, like, same as you. Like, I was really happy about that. American Dreams, not not my favorite. Periscope, not my favorite as well. I do like Help a lot, and I like the closing track, None of the Above, as well. So, I mean, overall, like I said, it's 10 songs. I probably really like 5 of them, and 5 of them I'm like, okay, but I really like those 5 songs. So, yeah, this goes ahead of the last 3 for sure, for me as well. I like it at number 6, and I give it a B minus as well. So, really
I have
good
ranked
stuff.
higher than you do. It's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, no. Again, it to me it blows away all the last 3. Like it's way more
Yeah.
listenable, but when you're dealing with 10 albums, and I think the first 3 are so good that just kind of leaves you not a whole lot to deal with.
Yeah.
So with the rankings. But I like Crooked Teeth for sure, just because I have it at 6. Middle of the road in their catalog, but it's really, really good. So
Yeah.
I think they really found something here. Crooked Teeth, number 6, B minus.
All right. On to Who Do You Trust? January 18th, 2019. 12 songs. This again is Colin Britton, and I have to look it up. Nicholas Furlong. I keep wanting to call him Edward Furlong, the kid from
Of
Terminator
Terminator
2.
2.
Yeah, I keep
Yeah.
wanting to call him Edward Furlong. Anyway, not sure why they changed from what they just did.
Yeah.
And they added a whole bunch of production here. This band doesn't really need to be overproduced, and it actually takes away from their sound, doesn't add to it in this case.
Yeah.
I can appreciate some of it, like that you like, where they add some of those elements that just makes listening to it headphones sound great, and the ear candy stuff. Like I totally get that. This is way over the top, like way over the top. The song, the ending. Here we go again. I mean, who is this band doing this song? It's not even that it's a bad song. It's just not Papa Roach.
Yeah.
And what's with the different singing style? Like this is where I get that Jacoby. Now I don't know when he had his vocal surgery. Maybe he's singing way lower on some of these songs because of that. So while you're hard at work looking that up,
Yeah, I'm looking right now.
I feel like maybe there's a reason that I didn't know of, because I didn't know that he had vocal surgery. So maybe there's a reason I didn't know of why the vocal delivery is so drastically different on some of these songs. But it's just like Renegade Music and Not the Only One are the 2 songs that really stood out to me, that they're so different.
Guess
The
when
singing
he had
style.
it? He had it in 2017 after Crooked Teeth was already released.
All right. Well,
This
that
would be the
that
first.
makes sense.
This
then.
would be the
Okay.
first album that he had the surgery. Yep.
So, I mean, I put in here, like, I don't get why to change. Like, this is album 10 for them, 9
Yeah.
for us to rank, but this is album 10 for them. Like, why change so much? But, I didn't realize that. I probably should have looked deeper. And, I put in here that maybe he was bored and just decided to try to do something, completely different. But, yeah, that actually makes more sense now. But I still don't like it. So, and hey, a guest band, Imagine Dragons, is on this album with a song called Elevate. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. I mean, some bands have guest singers or guitar solos, not Papa Roach. They just record a song as a whole other band. So cool. Yeah, I don't know what that is. It doesn't sound anything. I mean, I look at the names that everybody wrote, that everybody co-wrote the song, I think, in the band,
Yeah.
except for the drummer. And I'm like, what? Really? Are you sure? Are you sure they wrote this song? My favorites on here are Who Do You Trust? It's an undeniably great song. It really is. The Papa Roach still comes through, the weird vocals and overproduction, but it's still the Papa Roach comes through on that one. I Suffer Well. I like it just because it's heavy in a sea of kind of soft rock for me. Like where it is in the album, it's song 10. And there's some really like kind of soft rock going on around it. And that one, I'm like, whoa, it just woke me up. And I'm like, hey, even though it's kind of punkish and it's 1 minute, 21 seconds long, but it rocks. And I'm like, finally, it just kind of just caught my attention. So like,
Totally
again, too
agree.
bad it's only 1 minute long, but
Yep.
Better Than Life is okay. Or is it? I don't even know. I mean, I don't know. I kind of like it, but I don't know if I really like it. I don't know. Skippers for me are Elevate, like I mentioned. Feel Like Home. Like, what is that? Oh, I hate this feeling, not like Papa Roach. Like, that's,
Yeah.
oh man, I don't know. That's kind of a play on the lyrics of that one. But Problems for me, the song Problems is garbage. Top of the World, I don't like. Maniac, I don't like. This is a C minus. This is back to the bottom of the lake at the bottom of Mount Papa. So they were climbing up the hill, and then somebody slipped, and the whole band kind of fell back in the bottom of the lake down at the bottom there for me on this one. This is C minus. This is number 8. This is in the bottom three or 4. I mean, these all kind of run together for me at the bottom here. These bottom 4, it kind of goes with those 3 in a row. There's this one, and then those 3 in a row with Crooked Teeth, which is really good in between them. So
Yeah.
But anyway, C minus number 8. What did you think of Who Do You Trust?
The only question with this album was, did I so overall, were my feelings more negative than Metamorphosis, or was it with this one? And I came out with Metamorphosis pissed me off more, but this one was more, it was the only album of the 10 that I was kind of bored with, that I was not excited to get through. This one lost the fun for me that I keep harping on. To me, the ending, which is at the beginning, good job, Papa Roach, was okay and Better Than Life. The last song was pretty good too.
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned Who Do You Trust is a great song, but that's it. So the verse song, the last song, and then the big single off this album. That's it. Everything else I could go without. I do like I Suffer Well, but that's hilarious. It's a minute and 21 seconds.
Right.
I have the same thing written down. Like, I was like, hell yeah. And
right.
it's over.
Right. And
it's
exactly. I'm like, that's it. Like it ended.
Right.
I'm like, that's it.
So that's a shame for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, of all 10 albums, while I think Metamorphosis is my least favorite, this one is the one that doesn't really get any feeling from me. And I think that's disappointing because of Papa Roach, kind of to me symbolizing fun. Like, I want to have fun with a band. I'm going to put on a Papa Roach album, and I'm going to have tons of fun here on this next album, and I can't wait to rave about it. But this one right here to me is pretty boring. Do not care for Who Do You Trust other than the song Who Do You Trust and the ending that's at the beginning and Better Than Life. Overall, for me, this is definitely D range along with Metamorphosis, number 9. So this is second worst for me. So Who Do You Trust? I don't trust you. And I was not trusting you going into this new album. So
don't trust it.
Nope.
But maybe trust it. I don't know. All right. So on to April 8th, 2022, the last album we're going to review and rank by Papa Roach today. Ego Trip. Punishment. Ego Trip. Oh, sorry, that's Mushroom Head.
Yeah.
14 songs, produced by the band and 5 other people. That's 9 producers.
Hell yeah.
And I'm like, that probably spells doom, right?
Yeah.
This album kind of starts with more octaneness for me, I wanted to call it, but at least it's around a heavy guitar riff and has a good breakdown to start it off. So there's some promise here. I actually don't really know what to make of this album. This album is kind of all over the place, good and bad. It's kind of all over the place. I like Stand Up in the verses. It sounds angry, like Rage Against the Machine, but then it sounds like a Taylor Swift chorus.
Yeah,
echo. I mean, come on, man.
I hate that song.
Like, and then you have the weird sweat bridges. Like, what are we doing?
Yep.
This is like 3 different songs mashed together. Like, I give them credit. I totally give them credit for trying something completely different.
Blah, 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 blah.
Right? Echo. I'm like, this is Taylor Swift, man. So, yeah, it's just weird. But only that part. And then it goes into this angry, rappy verse again. And I'm like, where did this come from? So, again, I give them credit, but just they're trying something different with elements of them, obviously, in the verses still in it, but it just, for me, it just kind of doesn't work. But I don't hate the song because I like half of it to most of it. So I don't know. And then there's the song with Fever 333 and Swaco called Swerve. Now, again, I feel like this song, it should be on a Fever 333 album, not on Papa Roach's album. This should be guested by Papa Roach or guested with Jacoby Shaddix and on the Fever 333 album because it sounds way more like Fever 333 than it sounds like Papa Roach. So like I even wrote, I'm like, who was the guest in this song exactly? But I also had to put in here weirdly, and I mean very weirdly, good use of the saxophone. Really weirdly good use of the saxophone in this one. I'm like, I actually kind of like that. Like I'm telling you, I don't know what to make of this album, and maybe because I haven't listened to it a whole lot, and this is the most recent one. Like I feel like I don't have it ranked really high. But I feel like I'm going to come back to this one a lot because I just listened to it like twice over the last couple weeks. I don't know what to make of a lot of this.
Yeah.
So again, what are they trying to do with Bloodline? Like I don't know what they're trying to do with that. This is why having 9 producers is no good. Like same with Liar, the song Liar. Like those two are right together. Those two songs, they're all over the place. Like I don't know what they're trying to do. It's not like this album has a theme where they're trying to do something, where they're even trying to sound like other Octane bands. Like this album is all over the place, and some of it really works, and some of it I'm like, what are we doing? It's so weird. Again, though, this album, I almost wouldn't guess that a lot of this is even Papa Roach. Like, I keep thinking, this is weird too, is while I was listening and taking notes, like, I keep feeling like auto-tune is right around the corner. Like, they're gonna fit some auto-tune in here because there's everything else is in here. Why not that too? Why not try to fit that in here? But it doesn't ever happen, thankfully. It's just so far from what they do other than, like, the rap parts that it sometimes doesn't sound like Jacoby mostly either. But the one positive is that this album, a lot of it has a really good groove to it. Now, I mentioned earlier with this band, it's a lot about groove and riffs for me. Now, the riffs are kind of absent here. This is really electronic. There's not a lot of guitar on here, but a lot of it has a really good groove and it's an easy tempo to kind of bob your head along to, right? Like there's a lot of that on here. And I kind of like that. But I don't know what to make of the songs. So yeah, I don't know. I can say that about a lot of bands too, where I like the groove and it's easy to bob my head to. Even bands or artists that I actually kind of hate. There's some stuff by them, and that's kind of where this falls. I'm not saying I hate this. I'm just saying it's something for me that if I kind of get into that kind of groove, and I can just keep listening to it, and I kind of like it, even though I don't necessarily really love the song. So, but I don't know. It's
You're on the
sometimes I
fence.
feel like this
Okay.
album is good for being a coaster, saving your end table from water rings, and then other times I'm like, maybe I want to listen to it again. I don't know. At least it's right there on the end table. Then I don't know. So my favorites here are "Kill the Noise." We're not exactly a classic Papa Roach song. At least it's heavy and a good song written around a good guitar riff. Which I said, there's not a lot of good guitar riffs on this album. "Killing Time," same thing. I do like that one as well. "Leave a Light On, Talk Away the Dark" is actually really good. It's at least a break from some of the overproduced weirdness. And as disappointed as a fan as I've been with some of the stuff they put out, I've got to give them credit for writing a really, really good song. And that's what this song is. It's positive. I think there's like a duet version with Carrie Underwood also later on. I mean,
Yep.
but this is just them. It's just kind of Jacoby and acoustic guitar. It's a great song. It really is. It's a really good song. And I have to give them credit for that. This is the song that Five Finger Death Punch kept trying to write and couldn't do it. That's the one right there. That's the song. But Papa Roach did it, and it sounds great. Again, it's not really a Papa Roach style song, and it's the one ballad by them that I really like. But it really is a good song. So my skippers are Stand Up, I guess. I mean, it's
Part of
just
it,
kind of
yeah.
too weird, part
The
of
Taylor
it. But I
Swift part.
actually like a lot of the song. It's just I don't know. I'm on the fence with so much as I don't even know how to rank it. So what did I do? I made it a solid C. I put it right in the middle of their catalog, and I have it at 6. It's overproduced in areas, and it's stretched in so many different directions that it's sometimes unrecognizable. And I'm actually not sure at this point what this band is going to put out next. I feel like I'm almost sure that I won't like it though, which is sad.
Yeah.
And it's a shame because I love this band, but then again, they might put something out that's like Crooked Teeth or maybe even better than that I might really like. So
Yeah.
I just don't know what to make of where they're going. And this one is so all over the place. It's not like they're not going to put another album out like this. I feel like they're going to put out another album that's it's got a common theme all the way through it. I just don't think it's going to be all over the place. This feels like a collection of songs from just everywhere. And there's 14 of them on here. It's a lot of songs. But anyway, ranked it right in the middle. This is a C for me. As of now, this could go up a spot or two. Or, I don't know. I'll have to review it. I have more written about this album than I have any of the other albums, even the ones I love, because it's just so all over the place. But I have it as a C, number 6. What did you think of Ego Trip?
Yeah.
Punishment. It's not really punishment though. It's decent.
Yeah. I am a huge fan of this album. It's bipolar in all the right ways for me. Of course you say overproduced. I say yes, please.
Give me more production, please.
Produce it more. Give me more.
Underproduced for Herd.
Yeah, right. So I just think it just feels like it's a ball of energy for me. And I feel like, especially coming off Who Do You Trust, that had like no energy to me.
Yeah, that's the thing too.
This it just feels like making Who Do You Trust like gave them pent up aggression, and they're like, we're releasing it all right here. So I love this album. Like it's grown on me the more and more I've listened to it over the last couple years. Really the only thing I don't like is Stand Up, and I skipped that song, and there are cool parts of it, but it's awkward sounding to me. It just the echo part, it's weird. I just skip it, but I like the rest. The rest is really good. It feels like a roller coaster for sure, like all over the place. I love Kill the Noise. Kill the Noise is so good. When I heard that, I was like, okay, I'm in. Like, count me in. Just that riff at the beginning. While again, it does sound a little Linkin Park-ish right off the bat. To me, it sounds like that Giving Up riff, right? Their song Giving Up, like that, kind of their own version of that. I like Swerve too. There's a remix version with Hollywood Undead that I really like on that song too. The title track Ego Trip is really good. You mentioned Leave a Light On. I saw them at Blossom. They opened for Shinedown. I told you we left like 4 songs into Shinedown. We were just like,
sorry about your
there's
experience with them.
We talked about that this weekend. Like we both really like Shinedown. They don't go well live.
It doesn't translate live.
It doesn't. It's boring.
Yeah.
So we were bored and we left. But Papa Roach, never boring, never bored, never left, never had a bad time with them. But
you can't.
No, you can't.
Even if for albums I don't like.
Right.
I told you, going into seeing Papa Roach with a group of bands, whatever, I'm like, it's Papa Roach. It'll be good. It'll be whatever, but at least I like some of the songs, and I kind of always go into it with that feeling. And every time I come out of it going, man, they were fantastic. Like every time, every single time. I can't.
Yep.
I don't know why every time I go into it thinking ho hum, but every time I come out of it pumped up, going they were amazing. Yeah. They always are. So good.
Yeah. I've probably seen Papa Roach 20 times over the years, and every single time for me, it's just killer. I remember one year, like when Infest was out, they were added to like Warped Tour or something, and they ended up closing out Warped Tour, which was like, this is amazing. Like I loved it. It was so good. So anyway, the whole story there, Leave a Light On, they did it and they turned all the lights off and except a little light on the stage, and Jacoby sang it, man, goosebumps, man. It was so good.
I believe it, man.
Killed it. Like it's an absolute live song. Like it just goosebumps hearing it live.
Great song, man.
Love it. Oh, No Apologies, man. That is a killer song too. It's super catchy, huge hit for them. It's really, really good. And he sings it about his dad. So, of course, I feel that emotion too.
Yep.
So, hell yeah, Jacoby. Cut the Line, I think, is freaking awesome. And I like the version that they did with my boy Caleb from Beartooth as well. I'm a real big fan of Beartooth, but having him on that show was absolutely awesome. Swag Dubs, I must have been there with you. I feel like we did go to some Warped Tours together early on. But yeah, I remember them coming out in all black and doing all songs from the Infest album. It was so good, really early on. I think it was 2001, something like that. 2001, something like that. So really, really good. And the last song, I Surrender, 14 songs, a lot of songs, but each one is 2.5 to 3 minutes. And I can dig this. Again, it's probably 4 songs too many. Then I might have compared it with the top 3 that I love so very dearly, but it falls outside that. It's number 4 for me. But I really, really love it. And being it's the most recent, it feels good that I like the last thing that they've done, and I think I'm excited about it, even though I know they could go back to, who do you trust? And, like you said, they might go a certain direction and I might like it less, but I like the craziness of this. I like the all over the place of this. So this is a B to a B plus for me in number 4. Just have such a good time listening to this. I've listened to this more this week because I just reminded me, like, I really like this one. So good job, Papa Roach. You get the herd thumbs up for their newest album, Ego Trip. Number 4, B plus.
All right. On to our overall. I'm going to rank them 10 to 1. Number 10, I have Metamorphosis at a D plus. The Disconnection at a D plus. Number 9. Who Do You Trust? C minus. Number 8. Fear, C minus. Number 8. Ego Trip, kind of in there in the middle with Paramore Sessions. I could probably flip flop those two. Ego Trip I have right now at 6, Paramore Sessions at 5, but I could easily switch those two. And then more of the classic Papa Roach sound, Crooked Teeth at B minus at number 4. And then the top 3, which are kind of head and shoulders above the rest of the stuff for me. Getting Away with Murder at number 3, Love, Hate, Tragedy at number 2, and the ridiculously good Infest at number 1. What about you, Herd?
All right. Number 10, I have the punk rock, glam rock. Don't know what the hell this is. Metamorphosis. Number 9, Who Do You Trust? Snooze Fest. Everything else, I think, has got some really good songs on it. So Face Everything and Rise is number 8. The Connection is number 7. Number 6, Crooked Teeth. Number 5, I had the Paramore Sessions. Number 4, the newest album, Ego Trip. Number 3, Love, Hate, Tragedy. Number 2, Getting Away with Murder. Number 1 is, of course, Infest. We agree. That's their best right out the gate. They haven't touched it since. So amazing.
We agree with almost everything except Flip 4 and 6.
Yep.
With Ego Trip and Crooked Teeth for me and for you. But I think the letter grades are skewed,
Yes.
a different direction for you than they are for me. But otherwise, it's funny how our rankings are so similar.
Pretty
It's
much the
cracks me
same.
up.
I mean, again, when you're ranking things, you're ranking it kind of against each other and
against themselves
within their catalog. So I think they're better albums. We agree are their best albums, regardless of how much and what degree we like them. The good are the good and the not so good are the not so good. And that comes through, I think, in a lot of our ratings, other than a few. We always have a few that we kind of feel differently on, but overall, I think we definitely at least recognize usually what the best albums are and what the not so great ones are. So good
similar
job,
musical tastes, I think, between the two of us. There's things you like a little bit more than I do, but I still like, and there's things I like probably a little bit more than you do, but you still like. But otherwise, we're kind of we agree on a lot of this stuff. So, which I don't know, maybe it'd be more fun if we fought a lot. Maybe we should create some fake outrage.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, we could take sides like Shadur Sanders and his fans and the people that hate him, and
Yeah.
Call each other racists and all kinds of horrible names.
Hey man, we
Yeah, anyway.
just want the music to be good. Yeah.
Right? We just want the Browns to be good.
We just want the Browns to be
music
good.
to be good.
Yep. I don't give a shit
funny.
if it's Shador. I don't care if it's whoever.
It's his mom. I don't care. I don't care.
Mrs. Sanders, if there is
Yes.
Mrs. Sanders, I don't even know if
Yes.
there is, but all right, partner. Well, next week we will be on. I think our last episode before the holidays, right? And then we're going to take some
a
time
few
off.
week break there.
Yeah,
and
So,
then we'll do some kind of end of year ranking as well of stuff that came out that'll be a special episode. We're getting towards the end of the alphabet here, which is kind of perfect timing because that's when we do some special episodes because there literally is not many albums to rank.
right.
As far as rock and metal go, when you get to like, X and Z, there's just
Right.
not much out there. So we'll do some special stuff. And one of those will probably be an end of year. But next week, we're going to do the letter Q.
Yeah.
But again,
Q.
there's not a lot of bands. But we still got a good one for next week.
Yeah, we got a great one. You want to tell them? Tell them what it is. Go
Tell
ahead.
them what it is. Queensryche. We're doing
Yep.
Queensryche.
A band we both I didn't see them as much as you saw them. I was
Yeah.
working, but
You worked it, but we were both at the show. So we both
Right.
got to hear them.
Yep.
So it'll be fun to kind of talk about that experience as well. They have 16 albums as the band Queensryche. We're only going to rank 6 of them. We're going to do. We didn't want to do all of them because there's quite a bit of difference there. Now, if we had Brian on with us, our friend Hendo, he'd want to do them all because
Right.
he likes all of them more than we do. But we're going to do kind of the classic lineup stuff, so that's why we narrowed it down to 6. Like you got 12 albums with Jeff Tate, we could do 12. We could do 8. We could do 7. We could make a case to do all 16. We can make a case to do
Right.
all of these. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 6 this time. There's not a lot of Q bands, and then maybe the next time around, maybe we'll do them again, and we'll do the ones the albums we didn't do this time. So
right.
but we're going to do the classic lineup stuff. So we're going to rank 6 albums next week, and then, like I said, we'll take a few week break for everybody for the holidays. And if we have some time, maybe we'll get on and do a special episode. During the holidays, maybe we'll rank Christmas songs. That'd be fun.
Christmas metal songs, or something.
Right. So we'll rank Trans-Siberian Orchestra albums or something. I don't know, but that's definitely a holiday one we could do in the future. So, anywho, we're gonna do Queensryche next week, and should be fun.
All right, partner. Well, thank you again for another awesome A to Z rock and metal podcast.
Yes,
the
sir.
TwoBobsCast, and
TwoBobsCast is where it's at. Spread the word.
Yeah, spread it around. All you guys, thanks especially for Bathed in Blood and Free 1F in a Lone World,
Arc Raider Pro players. All these people with great haircuts and stuff, and
all you 6'7"
6'7". Oh,
Tune
man.
in.
You know what's going to get clipped for our little picture on YouTube, right? Is us going,
let's do it together.
Yeah, right.
Right.
All right.
But otherwise, thanks, partner. And once again, we will see you in the next one.
That's right. Rock on.
Looks like you've been missing a lot of work lately.
I wouldn't say I've been missing it, Bob.
What would you say you do here?
God damn it. Bob, we love playing here tonight. My brother's ready.
It helps if you think of it as a game, Bob. Every game has a winner and a loser.
You must possess strength to inflict pain, Bob.